Classmates, it's me, Ken. Welcome to Hardknock University. And again, we're bringing y'all some heat. It's going to be a special episode. I'm so excited about this one because, first of all, I'm a movie buff and I love my movies. So I found the most talented people in the industry of film and pretty much everything that I can find. Classmates, I want you guys to help me welcome a couple of new people to the campus. We got Miss Eve Smith. She wears many hats. Producer, director, casting agent. Do you set up the set also? You do everything.
I do.
Oh, man, you know what? First of all, I just want to say that I could never, and when I say never, be in the movie industry because it would stress me out. That alone gives me, I bow down to you, Eve. I bow down to you.
Thank you.
Here at Hardknock University, what we try to do is bring information to people that have untraditional degrees or traditional degrees but are excelling in things they didn't graduate in. Did you go to college?
I did.
What college did you go to?
I went to St. Joseph's University.
Did you graduate?
Yes, I did.
What was your major?
Business management.
Business management. What do you do in business management?
What do I do now?
Yeah.
My businesses.
What business is that?
Well, I have a film company.
Okay.
Virtue Films. I have an entertainment company.
Okay.
And I have a catering company.
Okay. So you pretty much do it all.
Yeah.
And where are you from?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn in the house.
Flatbush to be exact.
Man, y'all, you had to throw that in there, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we got a good episode for you guys today. We're going to dig into some of this film stuff because I got some questions and she had some answers. But I wanted to dig a little bit deeper, so I had to tap into the streets. You know we had to tap into the streets. So I had my guy, Slick 2-3. Please say the 2-3 in the house.
Please say the 2-3.
Please say the 2-3,
What's
man.
happening?
Man, first of all, thank you for coming on campus. Hardknock University is going up right now. The classmates, man, they've already did their research. They looked at your page. Everyone has been calling me, saying how impressed they were about your work. Okay. Oh, man, you do it all. Also, you executive producer, your movies, TVs, you help produce Love and Hip Hop. Man, listen.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start with what you do. It's what made you even get it? Did you just wake up one day and be like, you know what? I'm about to run this film stuff.
Well, true story. So, I went to Frederick Douglass High School in Atlanta, Georgia, right?
Okay.
And one of my cousins, his name Maurice Hicks, and he was we was talking one day, and he just told me, he said, "Hey man, one day you're gonna be famous. You're gonna be an actor." I hadn't even thought about. I ain't thought about nothing about what I wanted to do. I didn't know nothing. He said, "You're gonna be an actor. You're gonna be famous. You're gonna be in TV. You're gonna be in movies." He put this in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in 10th grade when that happened. And from that day forward, it gave me something to focus on. Because before that, I was just a little street kid, all over the place, on probation before I got out of 9th grade,
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff, it's like, but he put that in my mind, and I just ran with it, and God just always put me in the right place at the right time. And, I didn't go to college. I didn't go to school for nothing that I do. You know what I'm saying? I came from the school of hard knocks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
that's right.
I came from the school of hard knocks in real life. So it's like, I just always just end up in the right place at the right time. So like, I don't want to say like that's going to work for everybody, but that's what the plan was as it relates to God for me.
Okay. And how long have you been out here in Atlanta?
I was in Atlanta. My mom's from Alabama. All my family is from either Alabama, Ohio, Indiana, Florida. So I've been working out of Atlanta since 2007. The first job that I did in Atlanta was the first season of Housewives of Atlanta.
Mm.
And then I went on to do Tiny and Toya, Frankie and Neffy, Keisha Cole, Monica,
Mm-hmm.
Ink Masters. Like
I watched all those.
Yeah, I've done. It's way more shows than that. You know what I'm saying? It's like way more shows than that. And Housewives of Atlanta wasn't even my first show. My first show was in L.A. So I went to L.A. Me and my best friend, his name's Kenny Bigby. He's the 32nd Black Navy SEAL in American history. Me and him, when we used to do martial arts tournaments together when we was in high school. And we said, we're going to go to L.A. to become stuntmen and actors. And if it don't work out, we're going to just go ahead and drive right down the highway to Coronado Island and become and enlist in the military and become Navy SEALs. So we went to L.A.
Wait.
Yeah.
Time out.
Yeah.
I love it.
That was what we was on.
That was the plan.
That was the plan in real life.
All right.
Yeah.
I love
You
it.
can't make this up, man.
Like, listen, you ever heard of David Goggins?
I have not.
Okay, so look him up. Like most of your viewers, a lot of people know who David Goggins is. He's like considered to be like one of the most fit, motivational people on the earth. David Goggins, I know him through Kenny Bigby. He's from Indianapolis, but his story is unique. But anyway, back to me and Kenny. Like me and Kenny, we set out. We said we were going to go to L.A. We kind of took his grandfather's minivan and we drove to L.A. with $75.
That sounds like stolen, but we're going to go there.
Well, allegedly. We went to L.A. with about $75. Well, I had $75. I think Kenny had a little bit more than that. But anyway, we got there. We lived in the van for 3 months. We said we was finna go for what we know. We by the first day, we was on set. We was doing TV shows. We was doing stunt work. And then we was street performing to make extra money. I had a baby on the way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I needed to make money while I was chasing my dream. So we started street performing.
Okay.
And in the process of us street performing, a group of people came across us and they said, "Who are y'all signed to?" I was like, "We ain't signed to nobody." Right? They said, "Well, can you give us a video of what you're doing?" We gave them a video. Turns out we gave them a video that they gave that video to Missy Elliott's choreographer. Missy Elliott's choreographer, her name was Hi Hat. She called us in and said, "I want y'all to go on tour. Do y'all have visas?" We so young and dumb. I said, I don't have a visa, but I got a MasterCard. In real life. Right.
With a serious face.
Man, a straight face, man. Straight face. She started laughing. She was like, no. It's she said, "Don't even worry about it." Anyway, they wanted us to go on tour. And Kenny, he wasn't really with the tour in situation. I was like, "Bro, we ain't gotta live in the van no more. Like,
right.
I'm finna do this." You know what I'm saying? So basically, I used to break dance.
Okay.
So I ended up becoming a professional background dancer for 3 years because I had a kid on the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked with Whitney Houston, Chico the Bars, Janet Jackson,
dope,
Monica, like
that's amazing, dude.
Maya, the list goes on, bro. It's like it's endless. I would literally have to look at a computer to look at all the people that I work with. The last tour I did was in 2001. It was the TRL tour with Destiny Child, Eve, Nelly, 3LW.
Oh, that was the golden days.
Oh yeah,
Concerts
that
for
was
concerts.
that was my last
Right.
tour, and then I quit. I was like, I'm not. This ain't what I set out to do. Like I don't want to do this. I was doing this to get money for my kids.
Exactly.
So from there, Kenny, he went to the military, became a Navy SEAL. They ended up making a movie about his unit called The Long Survivor, starring Mark Wahlberg. But he ended up not going to Afghanistan for that particular unit because he was a sniper. He left the military on a hardship because he had to go help his mother, and basically because of that, he lived and everybody else passed away except for one person.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's
What was the
crazy.
name of that
I
movie?
remember that movie.
It's called The Long
I
Survivor.
remember it
The
now.
Long Survivor. When did it come out?
Long time ago.
Was it like 2014, 15?
No, it was way before that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different movie I'm thinking of.
Yeah, but just to like, fast forward, I just kept going. I started doing music. 2005, I hit the Billboard charts as a solo artist off of a song that I never thought would have ever did anything in life, because I had so many songs that was just like it. And this one particular song, I'll never forget this guy. I'm not gonna say his name, but basically we was both managed by Livio Harris out of LA, and Livio he saw something in me. He saw something in both of us. And basically, I was boy's hype man for one show. And I saved his show because he was messing up so bad. He was like, "Hey, man, I want to sign you." I was like, "Nah, bro, I got my own thing going on." And, he had a studio at it. He had some studio equipment at one of his houses. He had some bread now. Like home was doing some things.
Okay.
So he had some bread. I went to one of his houses. He had a bunch of studio equipment in there, and because I was also a studio engineer myself, I took all the equipment I saw, I put it together, and I just started recording songs. Next thing I know, I leave, come back. He got Faith Evans engineering there, mixing down one of my songs. He said, "We finna put this out." I was like, "Not this, bro. I was playing." This was a joke because I play a lot, right? So sometimes it's hard for people to tell when I'm being serious
or when you're
joking.
joking.
I'm playing. This was a 100% joke, and he thought it was it. And I was just like, "Man, whatever, that thing." Next thing I know, 32,000 singles later.
Whoa.
Yeah, I hit Billboard chart off of this joke.
How many serious songs you was making, and then this the one?
Right,
Really?
that's exactly what I said.
This the one.
This the one? You want to go with this? I got a bunch of songs. I'm really like, I'm telling stories. I'm all in it. But, you take the joke and you want to run with the joke, my boy. Like, I don't get it. Like, this, it threw me off.
As an artist, that would have threw me off.
I was so upset. But we was doing a lot of shows. We was going around the country. Shout out my homeboy, Kuwait Jeezy, the Gingerbread Man. We kind of formed a little group, Slick 2-3 and the Gingerbread Man. And then, it came to a point where I was like, I'm not going to say I'm psychic, but I am intuitive. And I was back living in Indiana at this time. And I said, you know what? I think I'm about to start working in Atlanta again. Sure enough, a couple weeks later, somebody gave me a call, was like, "Hey, got a show in Atlanta." Boom. Housewives of Atlanta. The first season.
The flagship season.
It was literally 2 weeks later. And I wasn't thinking about TV.
Man, it exploded, man. That's that reality show, man.
And I ain't gonna cap you down. Like that first season, every single person, like shout out, Princess, she did her thing because she shot the pilot with a Sony DVX 100. Like I remember the camera
crazy.
Because like I'm a technical person. A lot of people wouldn't know that about me, but I'm extremely technical. I know everything there is to know about equipment. Like that's my thing. I'm good. I may not have went to college, but when it come to equipment, I'm a techie.
That's why he's gonna be on my team.
Yeah. I'm a techie. Like I know about, so I can remember things like that. So, but she shot it with a DVX 100, and that was on tape, mini DV tapes. And she just got a bunch of her friends together, and she shot that thing by herself with one camera and submitted it, pitched it, and they bought it. And but from a crew standpoint, we was all like, what the hell is this? We don't know what we doing.
What's going on?
Like for me, I just came from working on 2 other shows in LA that was like I ain't gonna say billion, but they was $1 million productions. One of them was called it's called Renovate My Family, and the other one was Who Wants to Be a Superhero with Stan Lee from Marvel Comics.
I saw that.
Yeah, that was my.
I watched a couple of episodes of that. It was some crazy people dressing up trying to be trash man.
That was my first show behind the camera, in the camera department. I came in to that show, and then as a camera assistant, and then by the third day I was shooting scenes. Yeah, and that was in Los Angeles. I was the only black guy on the set. The only black guy on the set.
How was the chemistry there? Like, what was the atmosphere?
So, basically, the director of that show, who was also the director of The Real World, so he's one of the pioneers of reality television. His name's Craig Borders. He's one of my really good friends to this day. So I had wrote and performed the theme song for his movie, which was called Keeping Up with the Joneses, and that movie won an award at the Action on Film Festival in Long Beach in 2005.
Wow.
And that was the only award that his movie had won. So he basically was like, yo, Slick, anything that you want to do, anything you got, I got you. I was like, well, I'm trying to act. Like, put me in your next movie. He said, I don't know about doing another movie because, I spent all my own money on this movie and all I got was an award for music, which is what I did for his movie. I was like, okay. He said, well, but I'll teach you how to shoot. I wasn't thinking about shooting nothing. I want to be on the camera. I'm not thinking, I don't want to shoot. What I want to shoot for, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, home just called me out the blue. You know what I'm saying? I had some things that I was doing, they didn't necessarily go right. I had to lay low. So, he just naturally just called me out of nowhere. I was like, okay, what I got to do? He said, be in LA in 3 days. I said, pew.
That's
you know what I'm saying? I got there. It was, I'm working with Stan Lee from Marvel Comics, like actual Stan Lee.
Stan Lee. That's epic, dude.
Yeah, and then one day, Stan Lee, he fell off of a green screen platform and I caught him.
You caught Stan Lee.
In real life.
You did a superhero move.
Okay.
So it was a scene where like Stan Lee grew to like 50 feet tall. He was supposed to be stumping down on buildings and he stumped off the side of the platform and fell. And I saw him coming and I ran, I caught him. And then I put him down. He said, thank you, young man, and just kept it pushing. I'm like, hey, man, I don't get an award, my boy. What's up, man? I need an award.
Can I get a web shooter or something?
Yeah, something. He just said,
that
thank you,
went
patted me
totally
on the
left.
back and kept it pushing. But you know how it is when old people hit the ground. That could have been
That's
it
what
for
I'm
him.
saying. That
You know what I'm
coulda went
saying?
left.
So everybody, all you Marvel fans out there, y'all got me to thank for Stan Lee having a few more years on his life.
Rest in peace, Stan, man. Rest in peace, man. That's crazy, man. That's how many people can say that, but that's just that your journey is amazing, man. Like you really did some amazing things in the time of, I know people that's 50 something still just trying to achieve a quarter of the things you've done. Was it easy as far as just from, and not as saying it was everything easy because you're talented. Most people are like, well, he's talented. He's a techie. But as far as from where you started to where you at now, which I consider extremely successful, and you have done some incredible things, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard was it? And would you do it all the same again to get to where you at now?
When I look at how my journey was, if I had the ability to do it all again, I would want to do it all again from the outside looking in. So I would want to kind of like pick and choose certain paths, So it's like everybody has a path, right? God sets a path out for us, and you can go this way, you can go that way, you can go that way, you can go that way, but you end up back here. But it's the journey along the way. So it's some things that I feel like I could have just stayed right here, but I would have still ended up in the same spot, or maybe not. I don't know. But I feel like I can't honestly sit here and say I would have done everything 100% the exact same way. But from where I am today, well, who's in my life, the person that I done gave my heart to, the person that I love, got a child on the way. Like, if I had went certain directions, maybe I would not have gotten to this point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I gotta say that, everybody's paths is different, but the only path that you really have is the path that God set before you're even born.
Exactly.
You know, everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. It can't happen no other way.
It can't happen no other way. It's so many times I've been upset that something didn't go my way, only to see maybe a few years later that was the best thing that ever happened to me. And if I would have gotten what I was asking for, I would have missed out on something way bigger in the future.
Mm-hmm. Going back to what I was saying about, I just be blessed to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah,
you know, like that don't work for everybody.
It don't work for everybody.
It don't work for everybody.
Some people in the wrong places at the wrong time.
And they stay there.
And I know with Atlanta, it's becoming. People say it's becoming the new Hollywood. I feel like it's always been a Hollywood to me. But as of now, corporation-wise, a lot of the filming companies, casting companies are moving to Atlanta. Studios are being built. Tyler Perry is adding on more acres to his studio, which I still haven't got a tour yet. Has he even started touring?
No, not yet.
Tyler, which camera? Tyler.
No,
Can I please get a tour on a golf cart, please?
Hey, that's Mr. Perry.
Mr. Perry, I apologize, Mr. Perry. I just want to I went to the gate to try to do something one day with one of my other companies.
You can't get in the gate without being on the list.
They
got to know you.
He went to grab his holster and asked me, "Can I help you?" As soon as I said, "No, you cannot," and turned around, I got nervous. The whole little flyer and everything I had in my pocket to try to give to the booth, I didn't. I just turned around because he had that old school Otis revolver, and he was like, Otis. "Can I help you?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I just thought this was an entrance."
Amen.
and turned around. But the studio, it's from the outside, it looks amazing. But every time I pass it, it reminds me of what Atlanta is becoming now as far as in the filming industry. Like you, when I was talking to you on the phone, you were in the middle of a huge casting. And I heard a person who was saying, like, that was one of the most professional castings. You do so much, you know, when it comes to your projects, you know, and you're still learning along the way as you go. I did research on you. I've looked at pretty much a lot of the events you have done. You're extremely good at what you do.
Thank you.
I want to make a movie, right? Mm-hmm. I want to make a movie. I think, what's a small budget for a movie now? $3 million. That's a small budget.
That's a good budget.
Right.
Now for Tubi, it ain't.
That's the wish budget.
Tubi budget is like $50.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, it depends on like.
Love Tubi.
You could do a movie for like he said, $50. They're filming movies with their iPhones.
But
there's so much equipment now you could add to the phone to make it
a whole studio.
Yeah.
So even with you and making these movies, so I want to make a movie, right? And I have a small budget of, let's say, you know, I done came up on I just got hit.com settlement money. And now that I done got my little check, I'm about to go spend $5,000 because I want to make a small film. Could I do that?
$5,000? I mean, you
in
can.
2023?
I mean, you get what you pay for.
I don't like the way you just said that. That didn't sound like I could.
I'm saying $5,000. I mean, it's like with a $5,000 budget, I would just deal with the people I know. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? People I know who are good with cameras. Like, yo, can you do me a favor? You know what I mean? Then whatever actors you want to put on there, just like, yo, you know, you get paid on the back end if it picks up. But, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like with small budgets, it's good to know people because a lot of people do stuff off a GP. You know what I mean? And they'd be like, nah, I got you. Just hit me off.
I would think it's an honor amongst, you know, actors. I mean, when one of my weed man out, he called his other weed man, and I'm pretty sure he don't want to give him the money, but he'd be like, hey, man, can you go take care of him? It's a courtesy.
Right.
You know, I'd be feeling like, you know, hey, he didn't have to do that. So I would feel if I was an actor, you know, I know that you have a small budget, and I know I may have been in one of T.I.'s Hood movies or something, and I know my influence isn't that big, but it's growing. Mm-hmm. I would help. You know, is that the case now, or is that in the movie industry? Is that a thing where they all help each other if you're budgeting? Again, I'm trying to shoot my $5,000 movie, and
I mean, if you let them know right at the gate, like this is what it is. You know, some people will do it, and some people just be like, well, you got to give me something, because right now, as like I see now in Atlanta, rent is sky high now. They're turning Atlanta rent into like New York rent and don't want to pay them New York pay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it's real corny. These corporations, these contractors are coming out here building these sky rises. Yep. They have like, I would say like 65% of the apartments in these sky rises are empty because they can't get nobody to pay that rent. And I'm like, yeah, maybe y'all need to up these people pay so they can live, you know, they can live like this. It's sad, but yeah, it's really hard right now in Atlanta. That's why a lot of people are not trying to do things if they don't have their if they don't have their household already, you know, set. Like me, I don't have to work if I don't want to work. My bills are paid regardless. Yeah. But everybody's not in my position. So I would do work for somebody that I know who's doing a movie, and they'd be like, "Yo, can you, you know, look out? I got a role for you, but I can't pay you right now." I'm like, I got you, you know. But everybody's not in that position, so you know, it's just, you know, it's different.
That's the reason why you guys are here, because you guys have major motion. Now, this is important to me because a lot of people talk, right? I hear it daily in my inbox. It's so many people that I want to do this and I want to do this and I have plans to do this, or I have an idea to do this, and that's it. As far as it goes. I call it jump off the porch syndrome. You just have to jump off the porch.
That's what I did. I was in the military. Well, ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be on TV. You can ask my mom. Remember the newspaper back in the days? They used to put the actors wanted in the newspaper or whatever. So I used to rip them out. I was in foster care, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, it was different. And but I still knew my mom was still in my life. She had me at 14, so she was, you know, or whatever. So I used to send her stuff because my foster parents, they were old. You know, they were in the church. He was pastor, and you know, and she was the first lady of the church. So I used to rip the auditions out, and I used to give it to my I call her my grandmother. I was like, I need to go on this audition. I wasn't 18 yet, so I couldn't do it. Nobody took me. I swear, I used to, and then I track my mom down and be like, Ma, I need to go on this audition. Can you take me? She was in her own world, you know, so I was like, nobody took me. So I used to get so mad, frustrated. Anyway, life happened. I went to the military, and I said, when I retire from the military, I'm going to pursue my dream in film. I got a GED. No, I dropped out of high school.
There's nothing wrong with a good enough diploma.
Grade,
I have one.
I dropped out. I was in the streets heavy. I was a little thugger-muffin. You know what I mean? So, yes. But I went to college because the military paid for it. Free college, paid me to go to school. Let's do it. So
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome. So when I retired in 2017, I said, I'm moving to Atlanta because I want to do film now. But before that, this guy that I know, he's into film. He has a show called Give Me the Loot at the time. And he said, Eve, I have a role for you, and I'm writing this story around you. And I said, I never act before. And I'm like, this is my time. You know what I mean? He said, I'm giving you a lead role. Like, you're the face of this, you know, this web series or whatever. It's a web series at the time. And I said, all right, I'll do it. That gave me so much experience. And he didn't pay me. I didn't get paid. I did a lot of casting for that. I did my research, you know what I'm saying, learn how do you do castings, how do you do this, how you do that. And a lot of stuff I didn't learn. I didn't learn that stuff in school. I learned by watching YouTube and you know, just the right way to do things, you know? So I helped them with the casting. I helped them with locations. I helped them with the set. I did so much with that. So it gave me a lot of experience. And the show became a #1 show. We even won an award, the best web series award and all that. So after that, that's when I moved. After we finished season 2, I moved to Atlanta. Okay. And that's when I said, you know, I need to get on some real sets. I want to learn everything. I want to watch how they move. I want to learn everything. So when I came down here, I started doing background work. Okay. I was like, the best way to learn is to do background because you're watching everybody.
Like, what do they make you do doing background work?
Background work is just like, you know, when they need just people, you don't say anything, you don't have no role, you're just in the background. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if they have a club, the main characters, they're acting and you're just in the background. Gotcha. You know, just filling the room or whatever. So
I always thought about if I could be a background person, but I'm like 6'9", so it ain't gonna work out.
Yeah, it depends on what you're doing it for. Some people really do background as a living, like this is their job. I wasn't doing it for, like I said, I'm not gonna do background. I didn't even really want to do it, but I said I'm doing it because I want to learn how it's, how the real set work. Like he said, these $1 million sets. I want to know how I want to see how these people work. So I did Ruthless season 2 with Tyler Perry, and we was on set for like 2 weeks. And I watched Tyler Perry's every move. I watched his every move. He knows who I am now. He knows who I am. Because I've done so many of his projects, like doing background. You see how you can't forget my big old yellow face, But
can you tell him about my tour? I'm just saying.
I know. It's crazy. I didn't formally meet Tyler Perry. He spoke to us as a group. You know what I'm saying? But he just knows certain faces that he see a lot.
Tyler's a good
on
guy,
his
man.
sets. So I learned. Amazing. I watched his every move. I saw how he did certain shots. He's the shot king. Like he'll take every shot. He don't care. He'll take 20 shots of the same.
20 shots.
Yeah, he don't care. He is good. No, let me tell you.
I didn't think he got past 2 or 3.
No, we shot the whole season, a whole season. Matter of fact, season 3. Is this season 4? Season 3, the whole season in 8 days.
Right.
Whoa.
Okay.
Because he want to do
yes, the whole
shoot 1 or 2 takes.
That man is like amazing. Okay. Yeah. So I've been on set with him a lot. So I watch how Tyler Perry work. I see the respect that he gets, and we just shot a movie 6888 on with Tyler Perry. And that movie is a military movie about the all black female battalion.
Okay.
It was a male battalion or whatever. And it was an honor to be in that movie because I was in the military. And
so it meant more to you.
It meant a lot to me. So I had to put him out. I worked with Debbie Allen. It was amazing.
Debbie.
It was amazing. And Tyler Perry gave me a lot of motivation.
He's definitely a walking motivation.
A lot. So, and then I started doing work with people that I know. Strike. We filmed the whole movie called Two Brothers, which is about to be on Tubi real soon. We shot that movie in 7 days. I did the casting. I did the locations. I did the props. I did a lot on that set too.
Okay.
And it was just a 3-man team. The DP, him, and me, and we shot a whole movie in 7 days.
This is why 2023. It's really a no excuse year.
No.
It's so many ways. I remember, like, I'm 43 years old, and I remember I never wanted to be a rapper or a singer or anything, but I had a lot of friends that did. I had a friend in college, everybody did, that had the studio set up in his dorm room, and really the only people that heard his music was us every morning. You know what I'm saying? We got used to it. All right, man, a jam. But for the most part, it wasn't, we had to pay a DJ or two, but now you can actually be heard. Now you can produce a movie with your iPhone and you can get more than 10 people to actually watch it, and it can get to the right people in other countries from a basement in Alabama, so it's no excuses. So when I say things like I want to make a movie for 5,000, I say things like that because you guys have been there, and it's a lot of people that can't afford a $100,000 budget, $50,000 budget. They just want to start small, They just want to see if they are good as they think they are, And I always suggest, like you say, everything doesn't work for other people like it works for you. It's kind of like that with me. I approach things differently, very aggressive because I know exactly what I want, but that works for me. It doesn't work for everybody else, and it'll come off as asshole-ish or, arrogant, but it's more with me. I'm just more, you're going to give me this deal and we're going to close this deal today. And I'm going to tell you why you're going to be happy about it. And that's how I approach things. Everybody can't do that. So times are changing, and I'm just happy that it's so much accessibility for people to see our projects. You've been doing this for how long now?
About 5 years.
And now you're about to throw one of the biggest industry pool parties in Atlanta for just the industry. That's huge. You know, that's huge that you've covered so much ground and made so many connections, and now your events, private events, that mean y'all ass can't come. It's amazing. So applause.
Thank you.
You know, for that. What's next?
I don't know. I'm the type of person, I just go.
You just go.
I just go. And if something comes in my way and I like it and it sounds good, I'll give it 200%.
And that's what I'm gonna write a script. It's gonna be like 2 pages, but I'm gonna give it to you.
Okay.
And you got to work for free because you already said it. Slick.
You know I got you.
I was looking at your Instagram, right? And I already told you how illiterate I am when it comes to technology. And the First Class Creators Academy. I want to talk about that a little bit, man. First of all, that's for people like me. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So when I want to create content, I have to call a guy way in Dallas and my best friend out there in Dallas and fly him out and just to shoot shots that he knows how to do. I don't know how to do any of those things, even though he says it's simple. You just do this and this and this, and then you turn this and make sure this, unplug this, download this, and then send it to me. That alone, I didn't know how to do.
Right.
So when I saw your service, is that everything I think it is? Because explain it. Break it down to me.
So the First Class Creator Academy is everything you think it is and more, right? So basically, we are dripping out lessons week by week. So it's basically designed, it's a course designed to teach you how to become a paid online influencer. But just not, if maybe you don't want to be a paid online influencer, maybe you just want to know how to shoot. That's what I'm there for. You know what I'm saying? So
Gotcha.
we're going to show you LaToya Forever, my significant other, my love of my life.
Hallelujah.
It's the part where you edit hearts above my head.
Aww.
Okay.
She's an amazing woman.
So, you know, LaToya is an influencer. She has been doing this well before her and I met. She's an online influencer. She has well over 1 million followers on Instagram. She has over 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube. My YouTube channel only, at one point I had 500,000 subscribers, but then YouTube changed their algorithm. I lost like 80,000 subscribers, but enough about me.
Yep.
It's about First Class Creator Academy, right? So if you have ever thought of becoming an influencer, or you have ever thought about wanting to know what does it take for me to create content, this is the course that is for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're basically going to break it down for you step by step on what you need to do as it relates to the equipment that you need to have, shots, how you need to frame your shots. We're going to teach you how to set your iPhone to the proper settings to make it look like you were shooting with a $3,000 camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done all the guesswork for you. I done battle tested everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have done everything that you would try to do on your own to do all the guesswork to get to that point. And we done already set it up. I'm bumping the mic. We done already went through everything that there's possible for you to go through to get to the point to know how to create that content. So basically, we're just gonna tell you exactly what you need to do to create.
And it's money in influencers, right? You know, I hear a lot. People say it, you know, they say it, and you know, you don't know what's real and fake anymore. You don't know who's the paid influencer, who's the not.
But you do.
You do?
Yeah. It's very obvious.
I know. I was just looking at Funny Marco page. He is racking up dollars.
Yeah. So Funny Marco is actually a personal friend of mine. And I would actually go on record to say that he was the first person that I ever have personally met that broke it down to me how he make money off of
That's rare.
doing stuff on, you know what I'm saying?
That's rare.
And it's like, so I used to have a condo in the neighborhood that he lived in, and a friend of mine had took me over to his house, right? And it was in Decatur, and I don't know, maybe he thought that I was finna like run up on him or come back and rob him or something. I don't know. But he was like, hey man, this is how you know. Marco, no man, he all about the
tell
jokes.
Marco, whoever is running his booking, they need to answer their emails.
It's probably him.
It's probably him.
Okay, yeah, tell me, because I have like one of the roles in Hi Granny.
I'll call him for you.
G
Don't
is
worry
like, I
about
think G is perfect for him, and I emailed that email and got nothing back. So.
Yeah, I'll call him for you. Don't worry about it.
I don't get in people's personal business like that, man.
I think at that time Marco was doing stuff with Fashion Nova, and I was like, so I asked him, I said, so why you posting stuff about Fashion Nova? He's like, cause they pay me. And he just opened the door and it was like a bunch of packages in there. I was like, he's like, yeah, they sent me all this stuff. I said, bro, they just give you all this for free. This was years ago.
When Fashion Nova first started popping,
He was like, yeah. I was like, man, what? So that was like my first introduction to people getting money off of being online. Then from there, I used to promote parties a lot. So it was like, we would seek out models to put them on flyers, to pack out sections, and this, that, and the third. And then from there, I kind of dug a little deeper of who is actually making money versus who is not, So I'm looking at, there's two different types of influencers when it comes to women, right? Because women are the real influencers online. Men, it's harder for men to become online influencers because they don't really convert as well as women do, right? So as it relates to women, there's two different types, right? And in those two different types, there's one that's making a bag, and there's one that's looking like they getting a bag, but they really not. So if you ever go online and you see somebody with a gang of followers, right? They might have a lot of comments, but if you see their eyes, that's one thing. If you go on their page and you see behind them, that's another thing. You see what I'm saying?
I don't get what you mean.
Basically, the girls that are doing content where they're facing you, and the girls that are doing content where...
Oh, yeah, that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They ain't making no money.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
They're not.
They ain't making no money.
Because they got to do too much.
They ain't making no money. And they basically only advertising for other things that they got going on.
Yeah.
Like fans, the OnlyFans.
You said it, I didn't say it, but that's
I'm on there every now and then. Educational purposes only.
Yeah. But so basically, if you want to become a real influencer, you have to create content. And creating content, you have to post constantly. You have to give the algorithm something to grab onto. So if it's comedy videos, there's a way to get paid off of comedy videos, but it has to be something that is relatable. It has to be something that people are going to gravitate to. And you never know what's going to go viral, right? But when it comes to brands are going to look at your content. They're going to look at how often you post. They're going to look at your conversion rate, and they want to see what you're posting that makes them basically say, okay, why should we work with you?
Okay. Like Google ads almost.
Almost. So it's kind of like, say you got that water right there, right? So by you having that bottle of water right there, you have a chance to show that brand that you're able to promote for them.
Yeah, partner, because this is the only water I drink.
If that's the only
that's
water
that
you drink,
water.
so I'm finna give you some game. So since that's the only water you drink, how many times have you ever tagged and posted them in your stories?
Wow.
You don't.
And
everybody
know me for that.
So guess what? You're passing up money.
Didn't think
It might seem like
it
might seem like, how can I make money off of tagging and posting them? So basically, if you tag and post them, right, they see it. Then there's companies like LTK, Like to Know It. You can go to Like to Know It and create, like a a flyer of everything that you got on, your outfit, your chain, everything of where it came from, and put it in a like to know it ad and post it up. So basically when people come to your page on your story, you say on this last reel, I was drinking this water, I had this outfit, I had these shoes on, you know what I'm saying? And you're telling them where you got all these things from. Now, guess what? They're all going to go to that page. They're going to download it. It's going to come back to you. You're going to get paid for that.
It's the new Yellow Pages. My kids will not go anywhere. I'd be like, y'all want to go get something to eat? Let me check TikTok. TikTok? Open Table, maybe? No, Dad, we got to go on TikTok. They make corn dogs with Cheetos on them. Yeah. You have to go with the times. You have to, for instance, I have a study, right? When they say go with the times, how people be like, I'll never change. I'm going to put that to the test on a lot of people. So take the song. You remember the song Nick's? What's that song? Baby, undecided. Ooh, how I like. You know that song, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a hit, right? In 2023, this is what I want you to re-listen to this. The man walks in to the club. He sees a nice young lady. He thinks she's very attractive. So he walks up to her. When he walks up to her, he feels, hey, I need to get a little closer. Let me get closer. She, in return, says, hey, step back. You standing kind of close. I feel a little poke from you. And his response is, girl, I know you felt it. And you know I can't help it. You know what I want to do. You're going to prison.
Yeah.
I was about to say, that sounds like
in 2023, you're going to jail. Yeah. He just walked up to that lady and
poked her in the butt real quick.
She told the man, stand back, you standing kind of close. I feel a little poke from you coming through from you. And he was like, girl, I know you felt it.
Well, I know.
And you know I can't help it. You know what I want to do. You know what I'm going to do? 911. If anybody walk up to me and just start trying to, but that's just, and I said that to say this, times change. And you have to change with the times. And a lot of people don't, which I feel that's why they fail. But again, for instance, I don't have to agree or disagree the way Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade raised their son. Because first of all, it's not my business. But I also know that times are changing. Even though I wasn't raised in an era that was accepted for children like that, I'm not about to treat my children any differently if they were the same, you know? So it's more of a, things are being more accepted now than they used to be. Mm-hmm. And I'm more of the type of person that I try to grow with the times as much as I can without losing myself in the process. I still have my core values. I still have my core morals, but I still want to evolve like a universal tool. Right. That's why I always use universal. It's a universal tool with me. So when it comes to growth, that's why I just love what you guys do, because y'all are evolving with the times. Like even what you do with the First Class Creator Academy, that alone is that's a new business. I started a junk removal company because I was looking for something to do with some money as far as just investing. I didn't want to do anything big. Mm-hmm. So I started to do small little investments like junk removal, or maybe even a plumbing if I could find a master plumber to run the business for me, just some smaller things, right? But I noticed that the competition was thick. You know, it's so thick out here, and it's a new business, and it's a gold mine. You know, nobody thought about junk being money. You think of trash, you know, but nobody ever thought about that. So it was new and it was fresh. So I try to, you know, jump on the trends to see, you know, what works and what not, right? Mm-hmm. That's what I kind of want to do in the entertainment industry. Even though it's hella competition, when Clay rest his soul, when I told Clay about the podcast, the first thing I said was, man, everybody got a podcast, dude. And everybody has something they want to say. He connected me with a huge company. I won't say this company's name, but they wanted to bring me in with the 50,000 followers and tag me on to somebody else's YouTube page, you know, that was already a major influencer, to gain the followers. If you look at my page, don't nobody know who we are. We have very low followers. We have very low everything on purpose. It has to be organic at Hardknock University. It has to be. If it deviates from that, it deviates from the plan that I wanted it to be. And if it does that, then it's no more than somebody else's idea. Like, again, take Funny Marco, for instance. Again, I don't get in people's personal business, but I see he has a lawsuit against a company that's claiming that, basically you breach your contract. And as an influencer, not a ball player, not a actor, not a doctor or a scientist, he's an influencer. For you to sue someone for $6 million as an influencer, it's scary,
Break beat.
Yeah, it's scary, and I don't know their situation. I don't know if he's right or wrong. I don't know if they're right, but it's...
He actually hit me before, like probably 6 months before all that popped off. He hit me, and he told me, I said, man, who is it? He told me who owned it, and I was like, okay, because I know that guy who actually owns it. And I was like, all right, I think y'all should try to work it out, but if you can't,
yeah,
just do what you got to do, but I think you should try to work it out.
Yeah. And that's why, and again, when I say, start with the goals, you guys are doing great things. And I'm a person, like, if I say I'm going to make $1 million, I need to go to my bank and make sure that my bank account can handle $1 million deposit. That's how deep I am with my manifestations. I hear people saying what they're going to be. I'm going to be an actor. Have you did anything? No, you've been saying this for 5 years, and the only active you've done is in the bathroom. That's not jumping off the porch. With me, right. It's more of I have to jump off the porch, So, first of all, I want to thank both of you guys for what you guys are doing here. Atlanta needs you guys so much. I picked Atlanta for this studio because the people here are so real. They're going to give it to you raw. They're not going to sugarcoat it, and they'll leave you breadcrumbs behind to help you. That's rare in a lot of cities. Atlanta's one of the very few cities that people still actually help you excel. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Nobody's going to help you a lot. You still have to do things on your own. But even with Hardknock University, this is going to be an uphill battle for us, but we're ready for it. We're excited about it, actually. We wanted it to be like this. So I thank you guys for coming in and just dropping jewels with the classmates because, again, a lot of them are in film. A lot of them are up-and-coming actors. A lot of them are thinking about getting behind a camera. I talked to a guy the other day, and he was basically sound. I just do sound, and I've been doing sound for 10 years. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know how much work came with sound.
Yeah. You got to know.
Like, that's very important.
You got to know.
He broke some things down to me. I was like, that's what sound? Yeah. He was like, man, you would be surprised. I stayed on set for 24 hours one time because the sound wasn't correct and the guy wouldn't let him leave. So until that sound was correct, they stayed. And I thought that was pretty dope, so he taught me a lot. So I respect you. I really do. We're going to get ready to wrap it up, but I just want to know, how do people get a hold of you? What is your Instagram handle, and what's the best way to contact you?
You could contact me on IG at EVESmith718, and that's it.
Gotcha. Slick23.
Y'all can hit me on Slick23, SLICKTWOTHREE on all platforms. You know what I'm saying? And First Class Creator Academy. Man, come there, sign up, follow. We're going to get you right. You know what I'm saying? You can DM me directly. I'm going to give you personal advice. We're going to get you right. Between me and LaToya, we're going to make sure we're going to get y'all together. And we've decided here at Hardknock University, we're going to sponsor one person for your academy. Okay. Once we go live, we're going to make sure that you guys get to pick one person, and we'll take care of the funding for that person to help them learn. And really get under your wing and learn everything you can teach them, man. Because I know for sure that I'm gonna be there too. So I'm gonna be kind of piggybacking off our funding. Hey man, we got you.
I'm definitely
both of y'all,
on it.
We got you.
All right, before we go, I got to put you guys in the hot seat of something we do here on Hardknock University. I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, and you just got to give me an honest answer. It's nothing intrusive. A little bit. All right. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Relationships, spousal finance, 50-50, or does the man pay everything? Or does the woman pay everything?
I feel like whatever works for your relationship.
Okay.
I mean, it's like a scale. It's balance. You know what I'm saying? It's like, me personally, if I'm up, I'm paying for everything.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a writer's strike right now. So
It is.
I might be a little bit down. I'm not saying she got to pay for everything, but just kick in a little bit. And it ain't no problem. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm,
You know, it's just creating balance. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm in my element, you ain't got to blink. I'm gonna pay for everything. I don't care what it is. I'm just gonna pay for it.
You good, we good.
You good, we good, I'm good, everybody
Mm-hmm.
good.
That's how it's supposed to be. I think when I'm online sometimes and I've been looking at those conversations for decades, right? That's been a decade-long debate. And I think people fail to realize that just like when you have a flat and you go in your trunk, you have a four-way, a universal tool. It's a four-way for a reason because every lug nut doesn't fit, you know, and every situation doesn't fit. I understand some women when they say, you're not a man if I have to pay rent or help you pay any bills. I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I think personally that you just don't want to work.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
My mother never needed anybody to take care of them.
R.I.P. Kevin Samuels.
Oh, my God. But I also feel like if I'm in a position to make sure that my wife or spouse doesn't have to work, she won't have to because she'll be running our companies.
That right.
It doesn't work to the point to where I'm just at work all day and you're spending all the money, especially if I don't have it like that. And I think most men are afraid to just tell women that I just don't have it like that, sweetheart. I work at the post office. I make X amount of dollars. We can't go on Rays on the river, but we can go to the Waffle House tonight because your birthday coming up. And, you know, men don't have that transparency anymore, because I feel that they don't want the woman to look down on them,
Right.
thus making things worse.
But at the same time, you gotta kind of look at it from another standpoint, right? It's a lot of women that's infected mentally. They infected with this city girl syndrome. I'm not talking about the city girls.
Act bad. Oh.
I'm not talking about the city girls that sign with QC, but it's a syndrome that I just nicknamed city girls. It didn't have nothing to do with Young Miami. It don't have nothing to do with it ain't no diss or nothing like that.
Note that for the courtroom.
It ain't no diss or nothing like that, right? It's women that have this delusional mindset that if you deal with me, you got to do this, you got to do that, and I don't have to bring nothing to the table. They feel like they don't have to bring nothing to the table, but you want everything. So why should a man give you everything that he got when you gave Joe Blow Schmo all of you for nothing?
He dropped you off at work
in
your car.
In your car.
Jody.
They still in the car. You can't even find the car
Can't even find the car.
The repo man don't know where it's at because he got it in the garage in his mama house. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? But when the next guy come along, you want to give him the blues because you call yourself trying to learn from your last mistake, but it wasn't no last mistake. You was just doing the wrong thing in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So don't go give somebody. What am I trying to say?
Don't give somebody everything and you get nothing.
No,
and you want everything from the next person.
Everything from the next person.
It's like you gotta understand where you at. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's like I hate that Kevin Samuels passed away because not only was he entertaining, but he was telling the truth.
Yeah, the truth hurts.
He was. I don't look at it like he was bashing women. But he was just kind of basically bringing people back to earth.
Yeah, he had a lot of truth. It's just his delivery was just sometimes just a little bit, too extra for me.
Real?
I'm not saying he wasn't real. I mean, I'm all with the raw, keep it real and all that. I agree with a lot of but it's just the way he just was treating the women when they were talking to him. It was like he was very dismissive you know what I'm saying? Like it's the way you say things.
Yeah,
to me, you know what I mean?
I think some of that was entertainment and some of it was him just like really just like.
Yeah, maybe it was. I just think it's who he is. He's a narcissist.
Well, definitely rest in peace, Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, rest in peace.
We're going to move to the next question. Y'all not gonna do this on campus. Y'all gonna get us in trouble. Next question. Snitching culture. How you feel about that?
Snitching?
This new snitching trend where everybody's being labeled a snitch and
like
paperwork
the 6'9",
parties
the 6'9"
and
syndrome.
Yeah,
that's what I call it.
That's
yeah. I'm from the streets. So I no snitching. It's like once you're a rat, you'll always be a rat, and I don't deal with those type of people. Stay away from
that.
that.
You the same way on that? I don't like the way you just took a sip of your blue cup.
I decline the answer.
It's like everybody has this perception of what a street person's supposed to look like and act like and be. And for some strange reason, they left the music industry to judge what's street and what's not. I don't really speak on shit like that when it comes to the snitching culture. I just hate how they're trying to use it to destroy us. Paperwork should never be released. I can't even, when I was in jail, I couldn't even get a document of my motion of discovery. But all of a sudden, all these statement paperworks are floating around online. They're releasing them on purpose because I personally feel like that's the system. This like the Jake 1090 guy, whatever his name is. Like, I don't know, dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't know this dude. I don't know his ties to the streets. I don't know how deep he goes in things. I just know that, nigga, why you ain't bringing up something positive when you in our culture? Like, if you gonna be in our culture, you're not just gonna profit off the negativity. Your job is to expose snitching, but ain't that snitching? So it's like, I don't understand how the industry is allowing people like that to try to discredit artists. You know, I don't like that. They're rappers, you know what I'm saying? Most of them never sold a drug before in their life. Some of them ain't even been outside to sit on the green generator since they was 6 and got took under the wing by somebody with a multi-million-dollar deal and been up under him ever since. And they just know what they saw from the other person. You know what I'm saying? They was never, and there's a lot of young artists out here. So when it comes to that issue, it bothers me. That hits a nerve with me. So when I ask about, I just be wanting to know what other people feel about that. You know, it's, when it comes to the court cases, it's already, you know, you versus the state of whatever, you know. I don't feel like you should have to fight the state and the masses at the same time. You know, I don't know Gunna. I don't know none of that shit. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I have really nothing to even say on it. But it's sad that two individuals that were at such a high platform of their careers even have to go through this, you know?
It's more than just them, you know? Like Yak Gotti is a personal friend of mine. You know, I know his mom, his little brother and everything. His name Monte. He used to be in a group called Rebel Gang when I worked at Block ENT for 4 years. So I helped start his career, right? He went to jail, he got out, he signed straight to that label, and then a few months later, this happened. So I felt for him, and my heart still go out to him and his family, and I just hope that, you know, everything I hope that something turns around for him. Yeah. Because I love little bruh, you know what I'm saying? I want to see I want nothing but the best for him. You know what I'm saying? Yak Gotti, free Yak Gotti in real life. Like that's my partner. You know what I'm saying? Like he needs to be out. Yeah. He is a very talented young man, and he just got caught up in the bad situation. You know, it ain't got nothing for me, it don't have nothing to do with snitching, telling on whoever or whatever this person had going on. It's like you just got caught up in a situation where somebody who was in a very high authority decided that they woke up one day and said, I want to make an example out of people, and I don't care how it affects you in your life. And that's just how I look at it.
And I agree 100% with that.
Wow.
I agree 100% with that. Shout out Yak, man. Like that's
I don't know the story. So I'm thinking you just talking about snitching, period. You know, I don't know. No, but that's what's going on.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like even in New York, like, I mean, again, I'm 43 years old. In New York, you know, you don't talk. You know, I got people in New York, and to this day, they don't talk. Yeah, when it comes to business or what they do, they don't. It's not for rap, you know what I'm saying? And they got a bunch of rappers they with, but they don't speak on what's going on in they hood. Right. You know, you don't hear no new songs right now about what's popping in Harlem. You know, because you're gonna have to get up out of Harlem. So it's like the music is so. I just want the streets to let go of the hip hop right now, because it's crazy how even like Meek say he has to find comfort in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Because the masses will crucify you. That's why when you guys are here, instead of going to pick up that gun, now they can go pick up those cameras. They can create content. They can start producing their own movies, doing their own casting. You know, they can reach out to people like me to start podcasts, and I make myself accessible. And that goes for anybody. If you ever need to know how to do anything, hit me up in my inbox, my email. I got you.
Always need interns.
Always need interns. But again, thank you guys for coming on campus. 2-3, man. You dropped some real gems, man, and I appreciate that, brother. You know, I'm a fan, man. So let me know anything you have going on. We always rocking with you with Hard Knock. You come to the pool party, right?
Yeah,
it's a hard
Man, you should see my section. Well, I'm gonna have a Speedo on for y'all.
I haven't been out of the party scene for so long, and I used to like 4 years straight, man. I was just doing nothing but promoting parties. I was out every other hour. I was in the every Monday through Friday. I was in the club. Well, I ain't gonna say Monday through Friday. Monday through Sunday.
Yeah,
I was too. I did parties in New York.
Club, man,
very heavy.
It's like I just fell back, but you know, hey, don't just
because you're in the film. That's why, and I really want. I will need you.
Okay.
To at least be on a mic for like 5 minutes.
Man, you put the mic in my hand, you might not get it back. Because I go.
I know.
Yeah.
But I would like to have you speak to, because I have a lot of people, aspiring actors, filmmakers who just don't know where to start. Yeah. And the experienced person.
Wait a minute. What kind of pool party is this again?
It's a networking, film and TV networking pool party.
Oh, so we're not about to turn up.
We're going to turn up. Yeah, of course. It's music, DJ, everything. Okay. But I'm just saying it's going to be a point where I'm just going to be like, I want to thank everybody and the reason why I'm doing the pool party and stuff like that.
I got you.
My Speedo about to be popping.
I have Kevin Savage coming through, so he's going to be one of the actors talking.
Wait a minute. Hold up. You're not just going to speed past that like you just did. Like a Speedo. He just said something about a speed.
Yeah, he's going to wear his leopard.
It's black and white.
Oh, black and white?
You're too tall to be wearing a Speedo. That means like your Speedo is going to be like eye level with a lot of people. And it's like you ain't going to be able to look around your Speedo.
You ever see that picture of face on?
You
don't want the mic next to you?
Yeah.
And then if you
let's normalize Speedos, man. Let's normalize Speedos.
With a black cape.
And he got his hand in the air like this. No, that's the wrong motion.
Let's normalize Speedos. Okay, it's
Oh my gosh, this is going to be funny already.
This is going to be great. The mobility that it provides.
This is going to be history, this pool party.
Not a mobility Speedo.
You coming, right? Okay.
Well, this is going to be great. Again, classmates, thank y'all for tuning in to Hardknock University, where we take people with untraditional degrees and GEDs like me and Eve have. The good enough diploma will never let you down.
Okay.
2-3, you got to come back, man. You got to come back now. That's it.
I only gave you like literally 2% of my story.
I know.
Oh,
we got to do a part 2 now, because I got to go deep now.
You're gonna need a part 4, 5.
I want to know how bad them housewives was on that first season, because I love them peaches.
I'll tell you this real quick. So first season of Housewives, me and some of my partners, we shot a behind the scenes TV show.
Within the show?
Within the show. But we never released it. It was called MTV Jack Cribs. It was like, we going in your house and we jacking your crib and we living it.
And
we was going in refrigerators. we was in Eric Snow house like, okay, yeah, so this is my jersey now. And he done left the house. This is my shit. Hey man, yo, MTV Jack Cribs, we up in this, but we didn't edit it or put it on YouTube because we was like, yo, we ain't gonna never get another job. But it was funny though.
You won't be on the list.
It was like a little inside joke type thing. You know what I'm saying? That was only on the first season of Housewives, but it was funny.
That sound.
We did it in everybody's house.
Look, I need you to help me write this show. Then it's called "How Do You Afford This Big Ass House?" I was just telling my engineer about it. Listen, so I really want to go to these big ass people's house and knock on the door and ask them, "How do you afford this big ass house?" That's literally the show. Can we come in? Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we definitely got to work on that. But again, thank y'all for coming. We're gonna wrap it up on Hard Knock because it is Thursday and I got a barbecue date.